Hey guys, we're going to talk about the ADIM, the Abdominal Drawing In Maneuver. This is engaging your core, and this takes some work and practice and time to strengthen up your core to be able to do it without thinking too much or too hard about it. But I'm going to preview this for you, show you an example of how it works, why it's important. Engaging your core and drawing in your abdomen protects your lower back. So in a lot of movements and exercises, you don't want to be arching your low back with your hips tilted this way and no engagement in your abdomen. You want to draw in, pulling your belly button in towards your spine and away from your waistband. It is engaging the muscles all through here, and it's not just sucking in. You should be able to breathe through the whole movement. So if you are relaxed, you're gonna have more of an arch in your back. You're gonna draw in your abdomen, really tighten up all these core muscles, and that in turn flattens your low back and helps protect you from having any low back pain in exercises such as squats, overhead press, deadlifts, almost any movement that we do besides like a bench press, which is okay to have your low back arched when you're in that type of position for a bench press, but pretty much any other movement, you're gonna want to make sure you're protecting your low back. So let me show you again, and then I'll show you a couple of movements where you can see how it needs to be drawn in and engaged for exercise. So this is just relaxed, a little bit of arch in my back and plenty of tummy hanging out here. This is just relaxed, and when you draw in and engage your core, you are in turn flattening your low back and protecting your low back. And it's important for many reasons to have some core strength here. So say you are doing an overhead press, it'd be really easy to let your back arch too much. And this is really gonna bother your low back if you're doing that kind of movement. So before you are pushing heavier weights above your head, you need to make sure you can keep the form. So draw in, keep everything as tight and still as you can and engaged while you push that weight over your head, not arching your low back. Same with deadlifts or Romanian deadlifts. You've got to draw in your core for this movement as you bend over and come back up. So you want this engaged, your back flat, and you want to be using your glutes and your hamstrings to get back up and not mainly feeling it in your low back. You will have some low back muscles recruiting through that movement as well. And the last one I wanted to do wanted to do squats or, all right, well, let's do squats because I can't remember. Okay, for squats, same thing. You want to draw in your abdomen. You don't want your core disengaged. You want to engage, squat down, keeping your low back flat and using the correct muscles, your quads, your glutes, to come back up instead of disengaged, which will bother your low back. I hope this helps and makes sense. There are several exercises that you can do to help strengthen your core for beginners, and they all can be advanced into more difficult moves as you get stronger. But my favorite one would be quadruped. You're gonna come down on all fours, and you're gonna draw in your abdomen, flattening your low back, And you can hold a position like this for as long as you can with your abdomen engaged, and try and challenge yourself each week to do a little bit longer. You can also do a dynamic quadruped. So this will be on all fours. You're gonna put out your opposite hand and your opposite leg at the same time, and keep your trunk and your head and neck still with your core engaged through the whole movement. And then you would flip and do the other side. Another way is to lay on your back. And pull your abdomen down and get your whole back touching the ground, including your low back, and just hold that engagement for as long as you can. And then to advance this move, you can bring up your feet, keeping your low back flat on the ground through the whole movement. And if you can't reach your toes all the way to the ground without your back coming up off the ground, just go down as far as you can. Okay? That is abdominal drawing in maneuver ADIM. Put it to good use, and I hope this has helped you today.